know if it's just me, I feel like this year went by both really fast and really slow at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I did more than I actually did. And maybe that's just because I did a lot that I didn't put out, and that a lot of stuff I'm still working on. But I feel like I didn't really put out as much content comparatively to like past years. You know, to be fair, I did have a lot going on this year, and that's all stuff we're going to talk about throughout this video. You guys know the drill by now. Every time the year comes to a close, I like to look back and see what I was doing kind of content wise and all the stuff that I was able to put out throughout this year. And like I said, I didn't really seem like I did a whole lot, but there was a lot of stuff that I did on other platforms aside from just YouTube. So we're going to be looking at all of that instead of just the YouTube side, which is what we usually look at every other year. You guys know I don't like to waste your time, so let's just go ahead and jump right in. So we're going to start off on Twitter actually, because at the start of the year I made a post on here saying what I will accomplish in 2022. And we're going to take a look at that and kind of compare throughout this video to see how many of those I actually did, and how many of those I got close to, and how many I just didn't. 1,000 YouTube subscribers, 500 Twitter/Twitch followers, semi-consistent streaming, 500 monthly listeners on Spotify, 100 SoundCloud followers, at least 3 music releases, new merch drop, more collabs, and overall quality improvement. So that's going to kind of be our baseline for what the year was, or what the year was planned to be. Then again, there were a lot of unexpected bumps that came in the way, you know, from the time I made that tweet even to like 2 or 3 months later. There was a lot that had happened, you know, on my end, so I wasn't really able to meet a lot of my own expectations. But we'll get into that. We're gonna look at the videos that I put out this year first, because that is kind of my main platform here is YouTube. The first video I even uploaded this year wasn't until February. I didn't upload anything in January. I didn't do anything for that first month, mostly because, like I said in that video, I was currently in the process of moving out. That was right when I was just, you know, getting settled into this place, and really kind of getting my bearings together of what I was going to be doing going forward. You know, there just so happened to be a Nintendo Direct a few days later, so of course I reacted to that. And it was around this time too where I really wanted to focus on putting out more music. The first song I released of the year was What an Odd Sample, and that was actually my entry for an Oddwin sample challenge, which I did not end up winning, unfortunately. But, you know, I wasn't really worried about, you know, getting the top prize or anything like that. I really just entered for fun and kind of wanted to try out a new style for my music as well.
You know, it's really crazy. Y'all really tried to play me like, oh, where's the sample? Like I wasn't the that made the samples.
Hey,
I'm a bit with you.
And of course, you guys know that around this time was the same time that my channel finally hit 1,000 subscribers. My biggest goal on YouTube, finally accomplished. Thank you guys again for that. I know I said it a bunch in that video. I know I said it a bunch in the past, but really, truly, thank you for 1,000. It still means a lot to me, and it's been almost a year since it happened. That same night that I uploaded that video, I streamed over on my Twitch channel, which I'm not really using much for streaming anymore. I talked about that in a more recent live, but we'll get into that once we get to that part. And there was a few highlights from that, which I uploaded onto here. I also reacted to the announcement of Gen 9 of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And these uploads were pretty scarce. You know, I went from uploading a video in March to uploading a video in May. And then my next video after that was uploaded in July, which was the change video, where I kind of talked about just wanting to branch out and do more with the channel than just gaming content. And I'm still kind of on that wave. But I think I'm finding ways to make it work for my style instead of just jumping right into a entirely new plane of content, an entire new realm for me. So I'm making it work with what I can, and I think I'm finding my style pretty well, especially recently. And then we had one more big music drop for the year, my first ever EP. I'm Mr. Rage. If you haven't listened to that yet, definitely go check it out. It is on all major platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. You know, whatever your preference is, it is on that platform. I can guarantee you that. And I'm still really proud of this project as well, because it was kind of my first foray into releasing original music in that sense, and getting more comfortable releasing music in that style as well, where it was all just instrumental. I am still working on a bunch of bigger music releases as well, which you guys are going to see later on. I'm definitely branching out more, so hopefully you guys will like them. And again, after that, I took another about almost 2-month break, came back at the end of September with a green screen that I used one time. That video was fun though. I had a lot of fun making that video. It's honestly one of my favorites. And then a little bit after that, I uploaded my after party remix, which was I Saw Capybara yesterday. Again, the instrumental for that is everywhere. You can listen to that. And that title is actually true as well, because when I made that beat, I made it the day after me and a group of friends went to a local zoo that actually had capybaras. So I did see a capybara yesterday by the time that I made that beat. And that was why I put the after party vocal on there on the YouTube and SoundCloud versions of that song. And just the beat is out everywhere else, which you can still listen to. And then the last video that I actually put out, aside from this one, was the Spotify rap video. And I had a lot of fun making that one as well. Just a really casual, fun video to make. And I think that's going to be the style that I'm leaning more towards with the content, just because I feel like it's a lot easier for me, and it's a lot more fun to make too, because I can really branch out and do kind of any idea. Like I can talk about, you know, for example, Spotify Wrapped, but I can also do that kind of format, talking about games, talking about really anything that I find to be interesting. And that was a whole goal that I had in mind when I made the change video, was to be able to make whatever I want and have people still watch it and still enjoy it. And I honestly think that's been going pretty well so far. But now let's take a second to move away from YouTube, because like I said, that was not the only platform I was prevalent on this year. I also made a TikTok, and I made probably about 4 TikToks, and I never uploaded again. But one of the 4 TikToks that I made actually ended up blowing up way more than I thought it would. Got over 100,000 views, and it was a meme from when Poland by Lil Yachty came out. And I'll just play the TikTok for you because I really don't know how else to describe it. And I'll play the follow-up to it as well, because there was a follow-up. So I guess now that's what I'm known for on TikTok. In all seriousness though, I do want to take a minute to talk about the music side of things, because even if I only had a few releases on my own page, I did end up working with a few other people. So I was getting my name out there a little bit while I was focusing on other things. So I already talked about my own 2 releases, which were I Mr. Rage and I Saw Capybara yesterday. But I did end up working as well with one of my friends, Aaron Kami. I've already talked about this before in my Discord, if you remember that, and on Twitter as well. Go follow me on both of those. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitter. You guys know the whole deal. But I did end up producing one of the songs on his newest project, Existing Right Now Is Irritating. And that's a song My Girlfriend Shiny Hunts Pokemon, so definitely go give that a listen. That is one of my personal favorite beats, and definitely one that we've been working on for a while. I made the beat from last year, and he only just now used it. And also worked with him on the song Glowed Up, which is another one of my personal favorites that I've done for him. Then he did a song with another one of my friends, Sketchy Los. That one is called Parsec. I made the beat for that in one night, in about like an hour, maybe. But honestly, that's one of my favorite beats that I've made again. It's just all really fun. Like if you haven't noticed by now, I'm just trying to have fun. And I think the things that I make when I'm just having fun end up being my favorites, because I'm not thinking too hard about it. I'm not like over analyzing it. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to enjoy myself. And that's really what I'm trying to go for, you know, going forward, 2023. just with all the content, with everything that I'm going to be doing, is I'm just going to kind of strip it down a little bit, get back to the basics, and just do what I like doing. Because that was why I made this channel in the first place, because I wanted to share my passion for Nintendo, because I wanted to share my love for it, and I wanted to, you know, be able to talk about it. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. Maybe not necessarily limited to Nintendo, like I said, but just to kind of have a platform where I can just, you know, enjoy myself, do what I love doing. That's what I'm going to be focusing on kind of going forward. And yeah, I mean, that pretty much covers everything. Like I said, there wasn't really a whole lot that I really put out this year in terms of like comparatively to past years where I put out like 20-30 videos. But I'm not really trying to compare myself to the past years, because you can say like, oh, I didn't really do as much this year, and I didn't. But at the same time, I did a lot of, you know, personal growth, I feel like, and that's all stuff that you're going to be seeing next year, in terms of what the content ends up becoming. I feel like you guys are going to really get the most out of it, you know, like I said, next year, and, you know, going forward with what the content ends up being, when I'm really finding what my style is for videos. Before we wrap things up though, let's go back to that tweet that I mentioned at the start, so we can really like compare our findings and see what we actually did and what we said we would do that didn't end up happening. So I said, what will I accomplish in 2022? 1,000 YouTube subscribers. We got that. We got that pretty close to the start of the year, actually. I was really happy with that. 500 Twitter and Twitch followers. I definitely do not have 500 followers on Twitter, because I don't really post that much on Twitter. And I definitely don't have 500 followers on Twitch, because I actually forgot to mention this. I did do a few streams here on YouTube where I played Splatoon and Pokemon, and I reacted to the new Mario movie trailer. But I pretty much explained during those streams that I am going to be moving the streaming to YouTube. I'm going to keep everything here, pretty much all of it's on YouTube. Anything that I make, you can find here on the channel. And if it happens to be outsourced somewhere else, you can find me posting about it in the Discord server. So like I said, go join that up. I'm really trying to get that active in 2023. So we can do this, right? So you'll be able to find all my content there. And it'll just be a really easy hub to kind of talk to everybody as well. It'll be a really good spot. We got semi-consistent streaming. I did not stream consistently at all, but I'm working on that part. I streamed a few times in the same month. Last month. That's consistent. Kind of, not really. 500 monthly listeners on Spotify. That ended up happening either. Neither did 100 SoundCloud followers. I really thought I was going to put out more music than I did. But, you know, that's again something that I'm working on. And there is going to be more music next year. I can confirm that. At least 3 music releases. I can say that this one did end up coming true, because I did have I'm Mr. Rage, and I did end up having I Saw a Capybara. And I did also end up having Glowed Up and Parsec, which I will count as music releases, and My Girlfriend, Shiny Hunts Pokemon. So I'll count all those as music releases, because I did have some part in them, even if they weren't technically my release. Because I helped produce it, or because I helped, you know, have a part in it somewhere along the process, I'll still count it as a music release kind of on my behalf. I did not end up dropping new merch, just because I couldn't really think of any ideas for merch to drop, but I think there might be some next year too. Like I said, next year is going to be pretty big. So, and I'm making a lot of big claims here, but I think a lot of them are going to actually hold up, just based on how I've been doing recently and how I want things to go. I think that next year is going to be a pretty big one for me, and for the channel, and for the content, and for just everything. I did end up collaborating with more people. Obviously, like I said, I collaborated with Kami, Sketchy, Kenny, and that's just on the music front as well. I was also recently in a Peso Pete music video. If you go watch the video for Face Off, I actually make a guest appearance there in the end section of that video. So go check that out if you haven't already. And quality improvement, I definitely feel like the quality has improved for the content, because like I said, I'm really just locked in. I'm really finding what works for me and what I do best in terms of my editing, in terms of my music, in terms of just everything. I feel like once I can really hone in on what works for me is when I can focus on improving that quality and just getting better on that front as well. So I think that the quality improvement is an obvious one, but like I said, it's only going to keep going up. is only going to keep going up. Now that I've actually found what style I'm comfortable with, I feel like we're definitely going to see a lot of improvements for the channel coming up. And I'm also going to make another tweet probably tomorrow talking about what I'm going to start doing in 2023, what I'm going to accomplish in 2023. So if you're not already following me on Twitter, go do that, But that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. I talked about everything I wanted to talk about, covered everything that I did. It made this video really easy actually because I didn't do a whole lot comparatively, that I didn't just have to go through and list everything. It didn't feel like I was just talking about, oh, and then I did this, and then I did this, and then I did this, which going back on those old videos, it really does kind of feel like I'm just listing off the videos that I made and not really kind of elaborating on them, which I did do in this one as well, where I said, oh, and then we hit 1,000 subscribers, and then I played Minecraft, and then I did this, which, I mean, like I said, I'm still kind of figuring things out as I go along, so maybe we'll have a better way to do it next year. We'll see. But with that being said, and with that all out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thank you for an amazing 2022. Like I said, even if I didn't push the content as much as I probably should have, I was doing a lot of other things. I had a lot on my plate. Still, thank you for an incredible year. It's definitely been kind of a crazy one. So I'm excited to see what the future holds. I'm excited to see what 2023 has in store for us, and where the channel is going to go from here. So keep an eye out for that. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like down below and leave a comment telling me how was your 2022? What was the year like for you? What are some major accomplishments that you made in your life this year that you're proud of? Let me know. I always go through all the comments, so I'm really excited to see how the year was for you guys. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in 2023.